Okay, so I managed to go back in time to the year 1987, but apparently this machine does not allow my hair to grow back the way it was. Oh well, it is time for another episode of Gimme Some Torah. What's up, everybody? The Torah portion this week is the double portion, Behar Behukkotai, the last Torah portions in the book of Vayikra, also known as Leviticus. Today, let's take a look at Leviticus chapter 25, verse 35. The verse says, quote, "If your kinsman, being in straits, comes under your authority, and you hold him as though a resident alien, let him live by your side." End quote. In other words, if a fellow Jew has fallen upon hard times economically and ends up paying us rent on a home that he once owned, we must nevertheless continue to let him live by our side as a full-fledged Jew. In other words, his poverty must not affect his status in the community. What does this mean in the practical sense? Rashi quotes the Midrash and gives us advice that would not only improve our treatment of the poor and the hungry, but our personal lives as well. He says, do not allow the poor person to fall into deep poverty, in which case it would be difficult to get him back on his feet. Rather, support him when he first becomes poor, for then it is easier to help him out of his economic trouble. Rashi then quotes an interesting analogy. He compares the situation to a load on a donkey, a load that is so heavy that it is about to fall off of the animal. He says that while the heavy load is still on the donkey, one person can grasp it and hold it in place. Once it falls to the ground, however, Rashi points out that even 5 people cannot pick it up. The advice that Rashi gives for how we are supposed to treat fellow Jews is the way that I believe a good government would treat all of its citizens. We allow individuals and even entire communities to fall into utter despair and squalor, and then we wonder why they are unable to get off the dole. Instead, as Rashi would say, we should start giving people the assistance they need when they are first starting to struggle, rather than after the point when they have become desperate. Not only then would we be doing the right thing, but we would end up spending less by helping the poor sooner when the assistance is more useful and more helpful. Rashi's advice also applies to our personal lives. When we have a problem, we really should try to solve it before it becomes severe. If we procrastinate and let the problem grow, we will have to work much harder to repair the situation, if indeed we are able to do so. I find that young people these days do not know the basic proverbs of the English language that give us so much portable wisdom. Everything that I have said today can be summed up in one of these proverbs. A stitch in time saves 9. And that's all for now. I'm Rabbi Eli Garfinkel of Temple Bethel in Somerset, New Jersey. Check back soon for another episode of Gimme Some Torah.